Hey everybody, Mo here, and today I'm bringing you guys some gameplay with elusive Freljord, Ionia Freljord elusives. And I know what you're thinking. Don't click off the video. I know you thought this was going to be a very cool deck and very all that, and then you click and you're like, it's elusives. Trust, this deck is sick. It's actually sick. It is definitely cringy elusives, but it plays a cute dog. Like, it plays a cute doggo. Like, look at this guy. You can't click off the video. Look at the doggo is what brought you to the video. I mean, it's in the thumbnail, so you gotta stay for the doggo and try. And there are some big doggos in this game, in this video. I'm sure of you. There's gonna be some big doggos in this video. But yeah, so what I have in front of you guys is elusive Freljord. For those of you that have been around the block in LOR, you know this is not a brand new deck. It is not a brand new archetype. This is one of the original tier 1 decks. One of the OGs in the LOR community. How do I scroll down on this? Oh, I guess I can't. But this is one of the OGs tier 1 decks. Unblockable elusives. So for those of you that don't know, these elusives have basically all been nerfed by 1 power. This used to be a 3-2, I believe, even. I don't even think it was a 3-1. I think it might have been a 3-2 or a 2-2 at least. This was a 3-2. This was a 3-2 at some point. So, like, all of these elusives have been nerfed. So what makes them really broken is just unnerf them. Like, play your Omen Dog, right? So the reason this deck wasn't tier 1 before was that you couldn't consistently buff your elusives early enough. And if you can't buff the elusives early enough, you're just playing with nerfed elusives, and your deck is not going to be too great. But with Darkened Spear, you were able to consistently buff your elusive sometimes early on, or buff your Zed and get a big Zed early on. So the deck was like, okay, it was a solid high tier 3, like mid tier 2 deck. But with Omen Dog, you now have a third way to consistently buff your elusives starting turn 2. Which, again, unnerfs them, which lets you play broken stuff, which is really good. The high rolls of this deck are extremely good and high rolly. The low rolls of this deck is basically games where you only draw spells and not units. They don't happen too often. When they do, it definitely feels bad. But if you see here, we're playing... Oh, it doesn't show us here, but we're playing like 14 spells here. So almost half of our deck is spells. But, I know what you're thinking that's a lot, Mo. Like, what are you doing, dude? To be fair, all of these decks all of these spells are so impactful and so good, and there's a reason behind every one of them. If you want to, you can go down to like 1 Deny or 1 Nopify. But I promise you, as soon as someone plays like a War Mother's Call against you, or the 9 mana recall against you, you're gonna really wish you just had the Deny. And you're not gonna have had it in your hand, and you're gonna be sad. Because you're gonna have like a 1/1 elusive that in your hand instead. Or a third Wuju style, or whatever unit you want to put in a Sauron. So this deck's pretty sick. With the addition of Dog, you could put in Sauron as a card here if you really wanted to, like, take out Ari, take out a Deny, add 2 Sauron. Totally fine, totally legit strategy. Because always, just buffing your cards is good. Plus, it's a pretty decently sized Overwhelm unit. Is very good. So that's something you can do. You can even take out the Bone Club if you're not a fan of it. I like Bone Club. I like the idea of just going droplet on 1, attack, pass on 2, on turn 3 you just Bone Club, and it's kind of like a Zed where it's letting you push 6 damage with your elusive unit. So that play pattern's pretty sick, but doesn't warrant 2. So yeah, so that's the idea behind this deck, is with the addition of Dog, you just can buff your units more consistently. And you will see that I do that pretty well. I play 10 games for you in this video, so I'll give you a really nice sample size. The games are all really interesting, show you the extremely high rolls and power of the deck that the deck can have, winning on like turn 3. And then it shows you the low rolls that the deck can have of, oh, I should have won because the top cards of my deck had like +5/+5, but I sat there and drew Nopify, Sky Splitter all in a row or something like that, right? And so it's like, I just don't have the units to get there. But you have to realize that the averages out to really, really well, because if any one of those 3 spells were again, I go over this in the video like when I'm playing, if any one of those 3 spells was that top decked unit, like, you win the game, right? So the odds of you drawing spell when the top card of your deck has, realistically, I think I had like +3/+3 or +4/+4, is not extremely high. So it doesn't warrant enough to freak out and immediately change your deck up. So don't panic. Do that. I will say Ari is not a great card. Second Deny is not a great card because it is dead in some matchups. So really, if that does happen to you quite often, you have some useless cards, you can take out a Deny, take out the Ari, put in 2 Sauron, be happy. If you really want to, you can take out the Bone Club or take out the Nopify, play 3 Saurons, boom, there you go. That's a pretty okay strategy for you. I like the Ari because of the high roll of going turn 1 Omen Hawk, turn 2 Ari, hit you. Against control decks, they just like can't come back from that because you go turn 1 Omen Hawk, especially if you top deck the Ari and it's a 3/3 Ari. And so now you're just like, take 6, replay Omen Hawk. Oh, look at that. I drew a +2/+2 duo. Like now you have to deal with this 4/3 elusive that's going to get really big. It just leads to, again, more high rolls, and it leads to a little bit better turn 2s. The turn 2 of this deck is really important. So you're either going to go like Omen Hawk. Omen Hawk on 1 is always really good. So then you can Conspirator, bounce Omen Hawk, hit for 2 elusive. Or again, imagine these are all buffed cards, right? You could do 3/3, hit elusive. Top deck an Ari, that's a 3/3 Ari. Or if not, just Ari, hit you for 4, replay my Omen Hawk. Snow Dog, hit you for 3 with the Snow Dog, sometimes just 2 with the Snow Dog. And then the top card of your deck has +2/+2 now, which is going to be really strong. You can always just go like Omen Hawk, Darken Spear, Droplet, Darken Spear, Droplet Ari to start drawing into your buff spells. Droplet Conspirator, deal 2 damage elusive, and then still draw into your buff spells. Draw into your buff cards, draw into your Zeds. So the turn 2 is really important. I always try and set myself up for a strong turn 2. If you have a strong turn 2 where you're doing one of those things I just listed, your game's probably going to go fairly well. So that's going to be it for the intro. That's all I'm really going over. As far as at the tech cards, you'll find uses for them. Will of Ionia is obviously for really big units or the big overwhelm might type of decks. Nopify is going to be for the binding, Morgana's binding, because 3 mana stun is really good. On top of that, it shackles you, which is really annoying. So 3 mana stun plus shackle. Nopifying, that's really good. Nopify is also good against Heishu. If they ever do stick a Heishu on you against like a turn 5 Heishu, the big turtle, and they go, okay, 0 mana big recall spell or 0 mana something, you can Nopify the 0 mana the first spell that they play, which is a really strong thing that you can do. So they think they're cheating out a 9 mana spell, and really they're just letting you Nopify it for free, which is pretty solid. On top of that, Nopify is just pretty okay in general against mid-range decks. Usually there's some spell that you can Nopify, so that's going to be very solid for you. So that's, I know I went a little bit on an intro, but that's going to be for the intro. Before I show you guys the games, I wanted to ask you guys if you could please subscribe if you like the channel, if you're enjoying the competitive deck guys, the competitive gameplay, as well as my Meta Mondays are coming back on Monday. My Sweaty Thursdays are going to be coming back when the new year starts, when the new competitive season starts. But if you really want to know what the best decks are to play in the meta, what's really going well and doing well in Legends of Runeterra competitively, this is going to be the channel for you. I was really good competitive YouTuber. Before I took my break, I had a lot of the good statistics, helped out with a lot of really good deck guides, did some coaching, all of that stuff. So if you want competitive LOR, this is going to be the place for you to really level up your gameplay and take yourself to the next level. So that's going to be it for the intro. Hope you guys enjoy the games. Alrighty. Woo. Alright, Elder Dragon to start things off. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, this hand's already really good. We can probably get... I really like Darkspear on Zed. We just don't have the mana for it. This curve is really solid. We're just going to do this then. And we're just going to kind of hit him in the head with our units here. We have the Droplet into Conspirator to draw cards, which is really solid. And we have Zed to just apply a lot of pressure. Now with Sky Splitter, it's really even better. So we can protect ourselves against any type of... If they are teching in the Avalanche or anything like that, we can do that. Now, a lot of decks are still being really greedy. So they're not on Avalanche. They're not on really any type of early game plan. So... this is going to look really good for us. We could also just play Zed into Darken Spear. That is an option also. I think I'm going to opt for that and just start ramping things bigly. So I'm going to do this just because I am afraid maybe they are on Avalanche. A lot of people have, yeah, see, a lot of people have started playing that Avalanche card. So we're just going to absolutely destroy them here. And this helps us play around Avalanche. So people have started teching. This is number 1. Don't be greedy, guys. You don't gotta be greedy. You don't have to do anything crazy. You don't have to be greedy. That's literally it. Just don't be greedy. Like, just play your spells, or like that's what this deck is good at, is playing units that have high pressure, but then protecting them with extremely cheap and efficient spells. And that is just a prime example of how to beat control and how to beat decks where people are like, oh, I played this deck, I got Avalanche, and I lost the game. That's it. That's what you do. You just simply sit there and you play your spells. You play correctly. Yeah, look, this person's playing all types of interaction. They're playing the Iceveil Archer. They're playing Avalanches. So they're still a little bit greedy here on the top end. But hey, that's really solid for us. So cool. 1-0 for the good guys. Alrighty, we're against another Elder Dragon Volibear. This is game 2. Let's see what we got going on. We got almost the exact same setup. So basically what we're going to do is get rid of the Conspirator because we're going to do the same plan because we're attacking on odds here. If we were attacking on evens, I'm down to keep the Conspirator. But because we're attacking on odds, we're just going to play our early game units. Nice, we got our early game buffer. And like I said in the intro, this really is just how you break the card or you break this deck. Because you just play Omen Hawk. And then here if I drew like a 3-3, yeah, I'll swing here. Trade with me so you can't block my elusive later. Go ahead. Go ahead. So this way, if I draw that Conspirator again, I'm just going to get to play a 3-3 elusive unit, and that's kind of not fair. Yeah. So here, we can play our Droplet, just because we have the 1-mana Elixir of Iron, to save our Zed from an Avalanche. And if they Avalanche here, they're just going to absolutely be sad. So here's a Zed. Most people aren't going to play around the Elixir of Iron anyways at this point. So let's see what happens. Let's see what we got going on here. Depending on what they play, if all they do is ramp into a 2-2, yeah, that's fine. We can just attack with our Zed and be A-okay. So let's go ahead and do this. I want them to block the 1-1 here so I can play my Shadow Assassin and get more damage in later on. I'm not too worried about drawing cards at the moment because this is going to draw me a card, the Shadow Assassin is. So we're just going to try and push as much damage as we possibly can. We have our Deny for anything super crazy. We have Notify. I don't think Notify even hits anything in this matchup. But, we're okay. We can deny any type of if they tried to ramp again on us at the slow speed. Buff 1-drop? Aw, where are my 1-drops at? Sky Splitter would be nice so I could level my Zed here. That's an okay card. I guess we're going to go ahead and do that and just make the top card of our decks really big. They're going to be +2/+2, so that's kind of neato. That's kind of neato. Okay, cool. Here's a nice attack for 9. They're going to take at least 2 damage here. If they have Harsh Winds, they should have Harsh Winds before I attack. Yeah, they definitely should have just Harsh Winded like the Zed and then the Shadow Assassin, and they would have taken 1 damage. But instead they're going to take 3 damage, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's very cool. We still have our interaction. We have our Zed. We have our recall. So we can do quite a bit of stuff. Wow, we were just not drawing our units here, but that's okay. We have Deny for whatever this is about to be. War Mother's Call. Yeah, first of all, yeah, I don't think so. I don't think War Mother's Call is that good in your deck anyways. But especially not because that card's going to be dead in my hand the entire time. I could bounce this Omen Hawk, which is kind of funny, and replay it. Oh, there's a big girl. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's draw some cards. Let's draw another buff unit. Yeah, there they are. There's our buffed units. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about, baby. So this feels good. So we can just recall that to their hand. Boop. Thank you for putting something priority on the stack for me, if you don't mind. And we're just going to kind of hit you in the head. And here's a Gringblade duo. And this is what we call tempo, baby. Ice Shard, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. That's tempo for you, baby. Easy 2-0 against the Elder Dragon decks for the night. Let's get a couple more games in here. These games are going really quick, so if I want to make a decently sized video, I guess we're just gonna have to win a lot of games for it. Alrighty, number 3 is Lurk. Ooh, alright. Alright, so use faster. We have the attack token on odds. That's good for us. That's really good because that means our Zed can get in there like swimwear. We'll play our duo, and we're just going to apply as much pressure. How you beat aggro decks with this deck is you basically out-aggro them. So your elusives will out-aggro them, and then Zed is actually a really good anti-aggro card. A lot of people don't know that, but Zed is one of the best anti-aggro cards decks like this have because it forces your opponent to block him for free, and then you can essentially trade a 2-for-1 if you need to block with him. Or if they don't block him, he just ends the game really, really quickly. That's something a lot of people don't expect. So we could Sky Splitter here. I think that's totally fine to just Sky Splitter into Zed. Nice. That's really good for us. So let's Sky Splitter. And we can just play Zed next turn and just apply a lot of pressure. They even missed Lurk. So they had attack token on evens and missed Lurk on 2. This game's looking pretty close to a wash. I don't want to jinx it or anything. But it's not looking too good for my opponent. We even have Omen Hawk here, so we can go duo Omen Hawk, Omen Hawk. We'll draw a really buffed unit and buff this up a lot. Feels pretty good. We're going to attack with our Zed here. And this is what I'm talking about where I'm saying it's the best anti-aggro tool. Because they either have to lose their 2-3 here, or they're actually just going to get smoked to oblivion. Which, when you're this far behind, you probably just take the L and then play for your out. But yeah, 3-0. Easy 3-0. Also, I did want to let you guys know, I checked the Elder Dragons players' deck last game because I wanted to see if they were also playing Avalanche, and they were. They were playing 3 Avalanche, so it looks like a lot of the Elder Dragon Failure decks have kind of got off of the hyper greedy list and at least included a little bit of interaction there. But another game, easy 3-0 on the night. We might even hit Diamond in this video. I like to make my videos around half an hour long at least, and at this rate, I mean, we'll hit Diamond, we'll hit Masters before the end of the video at this rate. Okay, so we're against Jhin Morgana. Very interesting. I assume it's some sort of control deck, which our game plan against control decks really is just to buff everything. We have our Nopifies, which is really solid against the Zed. Omen Hawk is really, really good. This is how we're going to beat a lot of the control decks, is with Omen Hawks and just buffing consistently. This is a game where I would really like to draw a Conspirator or an Ahri and just start bouncing this and buffing it a whole lot over and over again. So let's go ahead and just do Omen Hawk, and the 3-3 Conspirator would be an actual godsend here. Also, Dog would be really, really, really good here off the top. So no Dog. So we are going to go ahead and just slam down this Omen Hawk. Hit him for 1. Not do anything too crazy. And then we'll play our Zed on 3. If they pass, we're going to pass back and see what happens here. Oh, Omen Hawk really, really good. We're actually just going to play the Omen Hawk. Oh, okay. Very interesting. So Targon. So you are playing units, which is very interesting. I thought this would just be a hard control deck. Yeah, I'm down to take this block. That's fine. I thought this was just going to be a hard control deck with like Jhin Morgana and then your Morgana burn plan, which it still might be because Solaria's Shieldbreaker is a really good defensive tool also. The reason I wanted to wait for Zed on 4 here is so I could have 2 save spells if I absolutely need it. I would be very surprised if they weren't playing the 6 mana, all of your versus cost 1 more card. Okay, so that's cool. We can actually just do this. Buff our Omen Hawk, so it's the thing that gets stunned here, and still get in with our Zed. So here, we still attack with our Zed, which is really nice. And then if they try to do a Dark Binding on it to stun it and give it Shackles, we have Nopified. So we have all types of tools against this deck. But I really like what they're doing here with the Targon Stall. I really think this might be a control deck with Targon Stall and then some sort of like Jhin. I don't know what they're playing in Jhin to make it that controller or that good late game. Probably like broad main stuff. But in Targon, I don't think there's really too much to that. Yeah, so there's the Dark Binding. We do have the Nopify. That's why Nopify is in the deck, to beat Dark Binding. Because Dark Binding is an insanely strong card. They also didn't Ghost Block here, so we kind of just get a leveled Zed. I'm not going to complain about a leveled Zed. That's my best Boulevard impression. If you know, you know. And we still have 2 safe spells in our deck, or in our hand, which is really, really nice. So, Demolitionist. Okay. Oh, there's your Jhin. Very solid. So I'm glad, yeah, that the play to level up our Zed was really nice. We're just going to be able to apply a lot of pressure with this Zed. We don't play Ghost in this deck list. I have really considered playing a Ghost. Oh my goodness. The dog. The dog!
I shall show them what it is to fall.
Okay. That's a very cool Morgana you have here. Here's a dog. Here's a dog, by the way. Okay, we'll go to our turn. We'll just get rid of the Shackles here. Open attack, probably. Oh, yeah. Especially because we didn't even draw a unit. So we'll do some of that. We'll do some of this. Boom! Let's start buffing the top card of our deck. Let's start buffing the top card of our decks. Or top cards of our deck with Omen Dog. Here's another one. We don't have Deny for this one, unfortunately, on the Zed. But our opponent is just dead if all they do is do 1 Zed. Okay. Yeah, surely you have to block something here. Granted, you don't have any favorable blocks because you're trading at least a 2-drop for my 1-drop, but you can at least... Oh, okay, nice. Double stun. Okay. Sounds good to me. I still have good blockers for your Morgana, which is nice. Your Morgana is leveling fairly quickly, but that's not too big of a concern of mine. Big unit. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So they're gonna level this Morgana probably, but dude. Welcome to doggo meta. Welcome to the meta of the doggos. Jin, yep. So you should be able to level the Jin here. I think if you attack in the right order. Okay, there's also this. Oh, that's lame. That's lame. Okay, so now I just have to hope that Morgana shackles this one and not the one that's not stunned. Actually, we can guarantee it, right? We can do this. So this is the one that's not stunned. Or so this will be the one that's shackled, and then we can just block buff with this. We should be okay. Oh, we're just dead. Oh, that's unfortunate. We're at 1. Dang, we're at 1 HP. Unfortunate. That's a lot of damage from our opponent, though. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, well, let's get rid of our shackle on our doggo. And let's just apply pressure. Let's just apply pressure here. Deny is not exactly the card we were looking for. Not gonna lie here. We were kind of looking for units, so we're gonna lose this game. And it's off of the back that we didn't actually draw our buffed cards. We had a bunch of ways to buff our cards. We just didn't actually draw any of them. So here, I wish we had a buffed card for the Morgana, but had to use all of them. We can deny the Morgana trigger, but then we're just gonna die to, I mean, let's just do this. Whoop, let's keep this little guy alive. And then we can deny the Morgana trigger that's gonna deal 2 damage to us, and we'll just have to sack our Zed. I wish I had my meditation or a way to deal 2 damage there. Shield bearer. Okay, so now we're officially dead because we can't stop both of these unless we draw Will of Ionia. Now we're just super officially dead. Now we're just super officially dead. But that's okay. That's okay. This game was just kind of unfortunate. We buffed the top cards of our deck. It was just a little bit too slow. Like, look at this. We had a 3/3, like a +3/+3 elusive here that we just weren't able to play. And Jin spell. Nice. Okay. We'll get that one to you. We'll get that one to you. So yeah, deck loses sometimes. It happens. Sometimes you'll have the games where you draw too many spells. We still almost got there. It was very close. Our opponent just had just slightly too much pressure, and we didn't draw enough units of our own. We drew a bunch of spells. But hey, that's the kind of risk you have to play with a deck like this, where you want a bunch of those really cheap interaction spells that are really powerful, but you also want a bunch of units. Stuff like that's going to happen. You just have to be okay with it, because as we saw in the first couple games, and as we saw at the start of that game, our interaction spells were we're going real hot. All we needed to do was actually draw the buffed units instead of the spells, and we would have been just fine in that game. So 2-1, not a bad record at all. Let's keep going. Alrighty. Also, I realized I said 2-1. I don't know why I said 2-1. It's 3-1. Okay, there's 3-1. But okay, cool. So this is Mordekaiser LeBlanc. Cool Mordekaiser skin. We can give it a Nopify. Nopify doesn't really do anything in this matchup. We'll kill the Sky Splitter so we can try and do some fancy schmancy stuff. We have our Zed, which is nice. We have Omen Hawk. We have Duo. Ooh, we have Omen Hawk into Dog. Oh my goodness. Here, block me. Trade. I haven't had anyone yet trade their I was about to say I've never had anyone yet trade their Omen Hawk into mine because I play elusive, so it's really good for them to block. So yeah, that's really cool. Big old Zed. That's pretty good. And here's a Doggo, by the way. So very good stuff. Hey, that's a really cool unit you have there. Too bad it can't block. Get the top cards of our deck +1/+1 with Omen Dog. What you got for me? Oh my goodness, it's another Doggo. It's another Doggo. Let's just pass. That's okay. We're gonna just play Big Omen Dog, I think. We could play, yeah, let's play Big Omen Dog, Zed into Sky Splitter. So, let's just keep buffing. So now we want a spell. Nice. I mean, basically a spell, right? Now we want a spell, so that way the top card of our deck just gets ginormous. That's probably going to be one of the only ways we beat these big mid-range decks, is just by killing them in essentially one turn. So, on 4 mana, they can have Bloody Business. Yep, so Bloody Business does that, but we have an answer to it. Oh, we don't have an answer to it because it's only +1/+. That's okay. That's okay. We have Spear. And boom, baby. Top card of our deck is now +4/+4. It's either +3/3 or +4/4. I don't remember. It is. We'll find out on the next episode. So this is fine. We're going to go ahead and play our Zed, I think. Play Zed. I don't mind playing duo because it lets us play Wuju style all the way out. So plus our Zed's going to be able to do a lot more work than this elusive here, with especially with that Omen Hawk out. Yep, so let's just do this. They don't have very many good attacks here. They could play like a Frostbite spell or a spell, and yeah, we just counter with Wuju style. Okay, cool. So we got this. We'll keep our dog alive. Kill their big unit. All this looks pretty good to me. And then now we draw the extremely large, hopefully Zed number 3. That would be amazing. Zed number 3. Okay, that's 2 games in a row where we've drawn quite a few spells. But the good news is, once we do draw... Oh, okay. Sure. Once we do draw our... Once we do draw our unit, it's gonna be a gigantuous. Sure. Yeah, we can just do this. Very cool. Very cool. They're down to 2 cards in hand. We're down to 1. But our cards have sick value. Like, we're about to draw the largest unit you've ever seen in your life. Look at that. +5/+5. You have a 7/4 3-drop? That's cute. I have a 7/6 can't be blocked 3-drop. How does that sound? Pretty good. Yeah, I know. Oh, and also, I'm going to draw another one, by the way. Yeah, that's pretty good. I quite like that. That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good to me. I think I'm just going to say okay to this. 3, so... Wow, this is not enough to level up, so that's fine. Sure. We could have blocked with Omen Dog and then played the 8-drop. But I think we're okay. I didn't want to open up myself up into some random, like, rally or some shenanigans like that. I mean, like, might is what I was talking about. So, pretty good stuff. Oh, look at that. We drew our 8-drop anyways. Calculated. I knew that was going to happen. So, we just need them to not have harsh winds, basically. And we're fine. Yeah, I think that's okay. They're not gonna have harsh winds. They're just gonna have strike spell, and I just need to keep my unit alive from the strike spell. I need to keep my unit alive from the strike spell, and that's fine. So we're just gonna do this swing, get an elusive unit. Oh, that's not an elusive unit. Oh, they haven't. Oh, no! I died to the LeBlanc spell. I should have just blocked with my doggo. Dang. I was really afraid of Might. I've seen a lot of these lists play Might. So I thought if I blocked, I would have been in more trouble than not blocking. But blocking was still correct, I think. Let me see it. Let me see if they play Might. If they play Might, I feel pretty okay in my decision. If they don't play Might... It looks like they do not play Might. Okay, so that was just bad decision making over. But that's fine. On a good note, in a tournament where we're open deckless, I win that matchup. I win that game every time. Most games I still win. They just have to have exactly like double LeBlanc or big dragon into LeBlanc. They're only on 2 dragons, so not too worried about it. So 3-2, but probably should have been a win. Okay, we are against Auction. Demacia. Sorry, I can't think of her name for some reason. Morgana. I don't know why I blanked out so hard there. We'll keep the droplet in case we draw a good 2-drop. Nice, we got dog. We got dog. But yeah, I have seen quite a few people talk about Morgana Auction. So this is the first time of me actually seeing it though, so I'm really excited to see what the deck is. I had quite a few people tell me that I should play it, and they wanted me to play it, so... Forsaken Bakai! Bakai! Okay, Warrior's gonna play this. I think I'm gonna block this. And then that way my Snow Dog doesn't die, and there's a chance I get 2 attacks with it. If you can ever get 2 attacks with your Snow Dog, that's big value, because that's at least 2 damage, and then you also are just buffing up the top cards by a lot. Nice. So, okay, cool. So, only 1 attack in, but that's okay. The Rolling Sands is pretty annoying for ours, but we'll just draw a shitty 1-drop here. Ooh, not exactly. You got that. Okay, we can just pass. Hit us for 3. Oh, yeah, we take those all day, every day. All day, every day. All right, now I'll take a buffed unit. Pew! Hey, that's not a buffed unit. What the heck? All right, I'll play my 3-drop then. Hey, there's a buffed unit. And we'll play another one just to hit you for quite a bit of damage. All right, and our clock is on. Pew, pew. We even have this. If they go to put on the weapon. Big Zed, nice. If they have the weapon that lets you get a lucky find. Yep, we have Will of Ionia, so that's really nice. So we can do like this. I'm trying to think if we can kill this. Not really. So let's just do this. So we'll play our unit into Will of Ionia here. So if they want to pull this, they have to trade with their 3/3. So we're going to make them trade with their 3/3. Which is going to open up our Zed gates. Or they're going to have to use a spell here, which means they're not going to have a spell for Zed. Okay, cool. That works for us. So now we're just going to play Zed. We're going to have mana left over for Sky Splitter. And then also we're going to have a big old duo. Another Will of Ionia. Great card for these mid-range games. Absolutely fantastic card for these mid-range matchups, as we saw here with the Ranger Knight, the RKD. Morgana. Dang, Morgana is a pretty cool card. That's okay, though. We have this right here. Boop. And then we always have Will of Ionia. So if they do the Ranger Knight into Glaive again, that's okay. Oh, Morgana into Glaive. That's cool. We can just bounce that back to the hand, so that's not too big of a deal. Oh, and a Snow Dog. It's Omen Dog. Bush. Oh, I assume that's a deny. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and Shackles. And then we'll pass. And we can threaten a Sky Splitter to save this. And then we also have Will of Ionia. Because I assume this is deny Bush. I think it's the only Bush that really makes sense for them. Which is, for those of you that don't know, it's this guy. So it's 3 mana to have a deny. So let's just do this into Sky Splitter. And let's see what happens. Worst case scenario is they have Form Up into deny. That doesn't look like Form Up. Okay. Cool. So we could deny this, or we could will. Let's just deny this. Kill their Morgana. That way they don't get another Morgana. They're just gonna go like, oh, Morgana shackles you. Like, yeah, they stay at 9 HP, but I don't have to worry too much about crazy Morgana shackles at least. So big elusive up the top would be very nice here. A really big Green Glade duo would be nice. Or a big Conspirator would be good, but a big duo would be nice. This also might just be an open attack angle. We're hitting him for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eee, that's an auction too. Okay. No big deal. We're pretty close to winning. Pretty close to winning here. Okay, so does this warrant a Snow Dog development? I think it does. Just to push our elusive damage here. And they still only have 1 good block. Like, they can play RKD here and block the Snow Dog. But that's still not very good for them. So let's just do this big swing. And be pretty happy. They can't quicksand us and keep deny mana open. So if they quicksand here to get a block on, we're going to be happy. Okay, so we can just try and threaten lethal here. So let's just try and threaten lethal. If they have the 3 mana single combat again, we have another Will of Ionia. If it's 2 mana single, we could be in trouble. But I think if it's 2 mana single, they would have played it earlier. So yeah, so we can just Will of Ionia this. And we have lethal. Cool. Good game. 4-2. 4-2. That deck was pretty cool. I think that deck's really good. I think they just had an issue with the fact that they couldn't block like half of our damage. But that deck's really interesting. I really like that. I'll probably make a video or some gameplay on the deck. Let me know. Let me know if you find that deck interesting. You want to see a video on it. But yeah, 4-2. Okay, so we're against a Teemo Zolani deck. This should be okay because we're just going to beat them in the head with aggro or with elusive units. And this hand is amazing. So we have Droplet, Ahri, so we're going to be able to draw some cards, actually start to do Ahri things, helps us out with our elusive game plan. And then we have the Elixir Iron for the protection if we ever need it. If they have some crazy like Pale Cascade or if they have a Hush, we're starting to have spells to help us out with that. So this is very good. We're going to play our duo on turn 2. Aw, that's kind of lame. That's kind of lame, but in that case, yeah, we're still gonna play our duo on turn 2. I mean, we just have Elixir of Iron, right? So we can always just go like Ahri, Elixir of Iron. I think we're just gonna block so they don't get infinite blockers, and then we're just gonna be able to Ahri and still draw some cards and be okay. We are going to have what the kids call tempo. So nice, we drew another Droplet. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do this. Swing. If they try and do a Hush or something on my Ahri, I have Elixir of Iron. So, yep. Really cheap spells are very good. The Hush is okay. We're not going to get the recall, but we do get to kill their unit, which is cool. We're stopping the Zolani triggers because nothing's buffed up yet. And then we'll just be able to do this stuff later on. So that Elixir of Iron has really come in clutch today, just having the 1 mana. I feel like a lot of people don't play around it, but really can't play around it. It's really quite hard to do that. Okay, I guess we're just going to take our 4 here. And we are going to draw some cards, though. So you're going to be taking 5 damage a turn minimum. Alright, so we're going to do some of this. We have double Sky Splitter. If they have another Hush, we're actually just going to kill this Yordle Captain, which is huge. They have to have Pale Cascade here. So I think I am just going to go ahead and kill this so that way they can't start stacking up their Zolani. We're just going to force them to have Pale Cascade. Nice! No Pale. Alright, this is really good for us now. Because their Zolani game plan is not working out for them. We potentially could have kept one of the Sky players to make sure we could Ahri in the future. But honestly, this is feeling pretty alright. Like, they've already used 2 Hushes. There's no way these decks are actually on, like, 3. So this is pretty okay. We can Darken Spear here. This will protect us from another Hush, or this probably grabbed like takeaway keywords from you. So if they take away my quick attack, I can still have this, which is nice. That's not very cool. That's not quick attack, is it? No, it's not. So I think I'm gonna block that with my 2-1. I'm gonna block that with my 2-1. Oh, but now they do have enough mana. Okay, I'm not gonna block that for my 2-1. I'll just hit them for 4 elusive if they make me do that. Take away my Ahri keyword. That's fine. Spell here would be nice. Okay, not that spell. But, yeah. The reason that getting spell mana was so rough is because I was gonna block, so they either got to play the weapon at 4 power, or they got to Hush my Ahri's keyword. But that really let them do both, which is quite annoying. This is okay. Yordle Captain. Okay, and we have all the denies in the world, but it doesn't really do much in this matchup. Okay, so their hand is triple spear. They only have 1 actual card in their hand. We just need a spell. We need a big unit. Like, honestly, I think I'm just going to play this as an 8-drop and be happy. Paparo, that's a pretty good unit to have. Holy. Yeah, we might just get getting beat down because we drew way too many Nopifies and Denies in the wrong matchup. Like, it's really not what it's for. We could probably cut back on some amount of Nopifies or Denies. But, I mean, in the matchups they're good in, they are really, really good. But in these unit-based matchups, they're really not that good. I mean, they're good until, like, singles combats and stuff like that. But against this, where all they've done is just, like, burst us, it's been pretty rough. So, yeah, like, this is just rough, right? So, like, we can do this, do this. Yeah, And we really just don't have good game plan here. We can keep the Ahri alive, but I honestly don't even think that's worth it. It is kind of frustrating that we had a really good opener with Ahri. Okay. Now we had a really good opener with Ahri and just never got to use them because they opened Hush, and then Explorer. We did have the answers to them, but not enough answers before they just drew all of these 1-drops into Yordle. Oh my goodness, and the Kale. And then also we've been playing -3 cards the whole game. If these were units, if these were useful spells, we'd be pretty happy, but these are neither of those things. Even a Bone Club would be like really solid right now. But we just don't have those things. So we're just gonna do this and this. Draw me a nice +2/+2 unit. Oh, I didn't get +1/+1 from this. That's fine though. We have Elixir of Iron, which is okay. If they have second Kale here, I mean, we're like losing this game anyways. But second Kale definitely is rough for us. We're actually quite close. Like, all we needed was a buff spell. Like, if this Darkest Fear that we drew was another elusive unit, or if it was a Bone Club, like, we could have got there. It was neither of those things, though. So, we are just going to take the L here. We're just going to take the L. Another issue where we're just drawing too many spells, but not only is it, like, bad spells, but they're just, like, not good spells. We had all of the answers in the beginning, but we just were not able to get there. We could take out a Nopify and a Deny, but there's not really good options to put back in. But yeah, I mean, they only play 2 of these Hush cards. Yeah, they only play 2 Tellstones. They open 2 Tellstones. Kind of is what it is. So yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm not going to let it bother me. We were only on, I think, 2 Nopify and 2 Deny. So the fact that I drew both Nopify and then a Deny and a matchup that played literally 0 cards that was hit, it's pretty bad, but I think those cards are so strong enough in other decks where they warrant to be kept in. So this should find Q instantly, so we'll find something pretty. So we're 4-3 now. 4-3. This is Majin's just all control deck. So this is where like the Nopifies and the Denies are really gonna come in. This is just a Heishu deck. Wuju style is pretty meh. We're just gonna skip that in, try and find another unit to apply pressure. And by that, I mean I really love Wuju style, and I'm glad that I drew 2 of them. Yeah, this is a matchup where you basically just want like 2 good attacking units like this, and then only spells, and then you're just going to be able to get there off of that. So here, I am going to pass because I don't want to just get this shot down. I don't want to just get my unit shot down by something, so I am just going to wait to Zed. We could wait to duo and into a Zed, that's fine. But really, I could sacrifice the 1 power to make sure I can consistently keep it alive. Because they're going to have, like, ways to deal 1 damage. Yeah, this is okay. So another thing we can do is just pass and then play Zed. Oh, Portal Palooza. This is really good for us. So we have Green Glade Duo.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
Yep, and we can just Nopify that one. Nopifying a Pytas is pretty good value because it stops it from being 2 spells. So it's not just like, oh, I can save my unit and then next turn I have to use another save spell. You just Nopify it and just stop it all together, which is nice. That's also the only reason I did that was because they spent so much mana. If they wouldn't have spent so much mana, I wouldn't have played this unit yet. I would have played a Zed, which is hard for them to deal with. And Omen Dog is really nice. Omen Dog will really allow us to buff our units and not let them get pinged down by deal 1 damage cards. So this is really what you're looking for in these matchups. So for this, we're just going to go ahead and not let our Zed die. I'm not as worried now if our Green Glade Duo dies. So I am going to go ahead and play Omen Hawk. Because best case, they don't have a way to deal 1 damage. And then I get an extra damage in. Worst case is they kill my unit, which was going to die anyways, right? So I might as well get the extra damage in. The extra 2 damage in because Omen Hawk deals 1 and then it buffs 1 here. So nice. So they don't have any more Pytos. They don't have any more of the 2 mana deal 2. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have just used it here. Conspirator is really nice because we can use that to Omen Hawk. Then our top cards will have +2/+2. So that'll be very impactful for us. Portal Palooza! Okay, insta portal hit, not bad. pretty good portal hit. That gave you a lot of blockers. That gave you a lot of blockers. I do have a 3/3 here, which is pretty nice. I think I am just going to go ahead and Conspirator this, though. Yeah, this is fine. I'm just going to click OK. And then we can Conspirator here. Oh, and give me that. Omen Hawk a second time. And then next turn we'll Shadow Assassin Droplet. And then we'll get a bunch of damage onto our duo. And then a spell would be pretty good. Oh, Bone Claw. Yeah, that's pretty good. They do have Stun, so I don't want to put Bone Claw into anything just yet. I want to at least see what they play. Ooh, like here I wish I had my Deny. So that's going to go get you a Hey Show. That's pretty good. So now you have a free card, so you can basically summon in a big elusive. I don't really know if that changes anything, so we're just going to play our big Ari card here. We're just going to go double Hey Show, so it's the same idea, same concept. So we are just going to go ahead and hit you for quite a bit. Pew pew! And then, yeah, this is good. So you can basically recall a unit, and then you just die. Oh, what I should have done is I should have attacked with the Shadow Assassin here to push this a 4 damage elusive. Because now we actually don't have lethal. Whereas before we could have had lethal. Because it would have been 3, it would have been 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We would have been 1 off lethal. We would have been 1 off lethal, but this is okay. Oh, just Palm? Yeah, that's not bad at all. Because you're not even getting the unit from Palm. Because your board is full. And we're going to buff the top card of our deck some more. You can have your Hey Show crap, I don't care. Here's an Omen Hawk. Here's an Omen Hawk. We have Bone Club to do some cool stuff with our little 2/1 here. Oh wait, this card's actually going to activate, which is kind of funny. Another Hey Show. Okay. Very cool. I mean, we're just going to block with all of our not elusive cards. And then just play big elusives. Right? But you don't get the lifesteal one, do you? Oh, you do get the lifesteal one. Oh, that's kind of lame. Okay, I guess. Okay, I guess. So here, again, I think we're just going to block with our non-elusives. So we can definitely do this onto here. And then go block, block, block. And we can even save our Ari here. That was kind of greedy in case they top decked like a deal 1 damage in our Shadow Assassin. But okay, this is fine. So now we'll just play Droplet. And we're really going to be kind of hard to win from this point. I really wish we had, like, if we had a Deny to stop this Hey Show from coming down, this game would have been not too difficult to... But turn 5 Hey Show is pretty good. Okay, let's just Bone Club here. And this might just be an open attack angle. We have lethal. Oh. Enemy, increase the cost of your next unit hand by 2. Okay. I got to draw a card off of that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, oh, we even have Deny? Okay, I think we're fine. We have this. We can deny a stud card here. Oh, that's really unlucky. Let's see. We have 3, 6. Kill my Ari. Oh yeah, that's totally fine. You can totally kill my Ari. Because I think you're just dead now. 3, 6, 10, 11. Oh, we're 1 off lethal. No! We can't hold deny mana open if we do this. Alright, we just have to hope they don't have us done. Nice! Woo! Even with the turn 5 haste show, it just did not matter. I thought this turtle was supposed to be OP. What happened to that? What happened to that? 5 and 3, baby. Let's go. Okay, last game, game 10. We're either going to end with a 70% win rate or a 60% win rate. Let's see. There's a control deck. So this is a deck where we would absolutely love... Or this isn't really a control deck. This is a deck we would absolutely love to see some Omen Hawks, though. Some Omen Hawks and Omen Dogs. Omen Hawks and Omen Dogs. We got none of those. But that's okay. We have Deny, which is going to be pretty good late game. We have Duo, which is going to be pretty alright to play with our Darkened Spear. We can go Duo into Sky Splitter. These decks don't typically have removal, so we can just play this. We have Elixir of Iron if we absolutely need it. We can also just Darkened Spear. I wish we had Nopify, would be absolutely insane. But we don't, so we're just going to do Darkened Spear. They could just play, like, Stun if they wanted to. But okay, so we have our buff effect going on here. So Omen Dog at home, Omen Hawk at home. We have Sky Splitters, Elixir of Irons. We're big chilling here. Boop. Lodestone. That's not very cool of you. Fine, we can recall any unit that they play here. So, Varus. I mean, sounds good. I think we're just going to play this. No, I think we're just going to Will of Ione Elixir of Iron. Yeah, let's just... Varus. Seems good. Let's just recall the Varus. Seems good, right? And then I think we are just going to go ahead and Sky Splitter here. I don't think you can beat this ever. Dark Binding? Sure. I mean, you're Dark Binding me on not an attacking turn. I will most certainly take that. That sounds amazing. That sounds absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and do this.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
And let's do our droplet. Boop. So this is 10 damage. If we do this here, it's only going to be 7 damage. So obviously it's going to be a lot more damage to go ahead and Shackles and remove this here. And we're just going to half health you. Yeah, getting them to use their... Also, we're buffing the top card of our deck again, which is really good. The top 2 cards of your deck, which is really good. And so, yeah, anytime they use Shackles or they use that on their... like, not attacking turns, fine. And then now we just have Deny held up, right? So, we're going to be pretty A-okay, as Watsky once said. Boop. Let's draw us a card. That's a pretty good card. Okay, and we'll go to our turn. And then we can just get some... I could have played this to save us 1 mana, but... Bone Club. But yeah, I really want to buff these up and just try and get lethal here. So Tempting Prospect is fine. But we have enough mana to go Bone Club plus Deny. So, we're okay. So we'll Bone Club our 1/1. Pew! And big damage! Aw. Lame. 3, 4, 5. We're 1 damage off lethal. Unfortunately. That's okay, though. That's okay, though. Let's go ahead and just put this onto... No, we're not going to put that onto someone because I want to be able to have an 8/8 blocker in case they get overwhelmed with this. They're 1 out of 7, so I don't expect this Varus to be leveling this turn with a lot of damage, at least at burst speed. If it does, we still have ways to get HP here onto our droplet, so I'm not really too worried. But yeah, ideally I can just play this Darkened Spear guy, have 8 HP, have 10 HP for them to try and overwhelm through. Oh, they're going to get vulnerable to something else. That's pretty good. Oh, wait. Is this all they're doing? If they're not showing lethal, I'm just going to click the OK button. So they have to target 3 more times. But I'm definitely, most certainly, just going to click the OK button here and not worry about whatever it is they're doing. Sounds good. And then I'm just going to play in 6-8. And ideally kill you with any one of my unblockable units. I have a couple. And I'm just going to, and hopefully I pull at one. But I will say I am just going to attempt to do that. I am going to hope that one of these units are going to represent lethal. Your face. Yep. Go ahead and level up that Varus. My turn. So I can play Ari. I could develop. I don't know what the develop punishes are. But, basically I have so many spells in my hand that I'm just going to want to play those anyways. So let's just do this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm going infinite. Yeah, you have a frostbite guy. That's pretty cool. But you're going to need a little bit more than that. Because that didn't stop any of my unblockable units. That only stopped the units that can be blocked. So, what now? It is a strike spell, but we have deny. On top of deny, it is just simply not enough anyways. It is just simply not enough anyways. But just to let them know that we had it, I'm going to go ahead and deny their card from them. Because saying no is a lot of fun. Oh, it's not a strike spell. It's a dark binding. But same deal. Now it's just going to deny it. So, 7-3. 70% win rate with the deck. One of the games certainly should have been a win. The LeBlanc game, of course, I'm talking about. Most certainly should have been a win. We're at Plat 1 right now. Should probably be halfway through Plat 1 if we didn't throw that game against LeBlanc. But hey, nobody's perfect. That's why I show you guys these games. I'm not going to just show you games of me constantly winning because that's not realistic. And I just want to show you how the deck loses so you can overcome it, how your bad draws look so you can kind of play into them. And then show you that sometimes you just draw bad, and that's A-okay. As long as you realize that most of the times where you say, I just drew bad, you could have played better somehow, that's all that matters, and you're going to improve more than a lot of other people. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far into the video, I greatly, greatly appreciate you. I appreciate your welcome back to my LOR journey. It's been a fun time being back. All these things have been fun. I've had a lot of content for you guys every week. Meta Mondays on Mondays, Sweaty Thursdays on Thursdays during competitive season. At little asterisk, probably not going to be Sweaty Thursdays in this off-season months because there's not many tournaments going on outside of Worlds. But as soon as the new season, the new year starts up, expect the Sweaty Thursdays to be back. I will still do Meta Mondays always so you guys know what's being good and what's being played. And yeah, gameplay videos, deck guide videos, all that type of cool stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun playing this deck. Really reminds me of the deck I won my seasonal championship with. So holds a close place in my heart. I love Elusive so much. They've done great things for me and my career. Yeah, I'm a degenerate. So hope you guys enjoyed the games. That's going to be it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.